the Lord, it's Thursday and we meet each other again. The VIP crew is ready for this virtual event. The seas might be rough, but we will have a jolly time. Is everybody here? Are the avatars in line? There's so much going on in the NFT world. It seems like uncharted sea. Let Matthew and Rizzle guide us through. The speaker is ready and so are we. Let's keep sailing on the Metaverse. Thursday's when the lightning strikes. So listen up, there's a lot to learn. Keep the treasure in your sight. Please no one get the veggie draw. Just upgrade your microphone. Together we're strong, we ain't gonna stop. Welcome to the WIP Meetup.
Boom. And we're back. Real quick, mic check. Can y'all hear me, or am I in the veggie drawer today? There we go. Silky smooth. A little low. I'll move my mouth closer to the mic. What up, y'all? This is Matthew, aka Nifty Time. The WIP is back from Rizzlefest. If y'all didn't make it out last week, it was so much fun. I see a lot of familiar faces here that were down in Nashville with us last week. Shout out to Brooke, Hawk, Elbow, Easy, Felons, Johan. The whole meme team came out, Jonathan and Matthias. It was really cool to see. Of course, our dude Rizzle, Sandy Meows. Notable absences, Dragonate and Show. Missed y'all. We were talking about y'all. But we brought your spirits there, maybe against your will, to have fun with us. It was great. If you're curious what happened, went down there, Rizzle and I, we recorded a nice little podcast this week, recapping some of the good memories. We couldn't get everything in there. There was just too much good stuff that happened there. Make sure you check that out. But excited for today's WIP. Yeah, everyone got drunk there, Dragonate. We're hanging out in DCL with FrankyNeedles and Juxton at Frankie's Tavern. If you're not in DCL, jump in there. I think everyone's dancing in front of the bar right there. And we have a really cool project. I'm excited to dive into the latest updates with. We have Max Bucksbaum, my former colleague over at Nifty Gateway. He jumped ship over to YAT, where he's leading creator relations there, and he's with his new colleague Mikey, who's working on partnerships at YAT, and the project they're going to tell us about, Fantasy YAT. It's a really surprisingly sticky project. I'm really excited for it. I've been using it for the past couple of days. I'm not sure how many of the WIP fam know about it yet, but today you're going to hear about it, get some links so we can set up some like WIP team shenanigans at Fantasy YAT. But I'll keep my update short, wrap it up here. The presenters will do a much better job talking about it and giving all those updates. But before we get into those updates, I'll pass the mic to my dude, hype master of the Metaverse himself, Rizzle. Dude, what's good?
Yo, a lot is good, man. Can y'all hear me? Something? Oh, thank God. It's like epic silence. Yes, thank you for shouting everyone out who was there, and a lot of people who weren't there gave a lot of support and love to us. So it was so much fun. Listen to the podcast if you're curious to hear about it. I've been like ranting and raving and posting and like everything nonstop, like prior to it, during, and after. And I still have like a whole lot of pictures. So if you're sick of it, tough shit. I got more to come. But yeah, since we're in Meme Explorer's Discord, I would just like to say their dodgeball event was epic. And I swear to God, they all like trained ahead of time, because all these guys showed up throwing like major league pitchers and everything. And it escalated the level of competition significantly. And of course, Dragonate, there was no drinking. There were no mind-altering substances of any kind at all at Rizzlefest. It was a dry event. So we got cool stuff coming up. I'm excited to hear from the team at YAT. There were tacos, Trizla tacos, appropriately named. Excited to hear from the team at YAT. I actually like use my YAT, and if my YAT does other things, I would love to know about it, because it's tough to keep up with everything. But I always love randomly hearing about stuff that I have and think is cool and can't keep up with. So this will be cool for that. YAT is like a cool project. They're sort of like ahead of the game a while ago with like their concept. And it'll be interesting to hear how they're fleshing it out. So in case you are feeling like you need to be at a sober Metaverse event, we are not. We're at the bar with Frankie this week. I believe Juxton is in the house, although I'm not positive. But either way, there's a grip of people up dancing in Frankie's bar. So come in, jump in DCL and dance while we hear from the YAT crew. After that, we're going to pass the mic over to Frankie and maybe Juxton, hear what's going on over at the bar. It is under construction at the moment, but I've been having some side conversations with Frankie, and I'm like, dude, the stuff you're cooking up is cool. And, the name of the game here is work in progress. So nobody cares, man. Let's just hear what you're cooking up. We just like cool stuff, right? So we got, speaking of cool stuff, we got an awesome giveaway from Fabiano and Patrizia this week. They're hooking us up like they always do. I dropped an image of it earlier. I'm just going to try and grab it real quick because it's worth posting. And I didn't get a chance to share it yet on Twitter or anything, but make sure you sign the guest list to get one of these amazing, their latest voxel creations that everyone will get just for hanging out today. I'll drop the guest list link in here in a little bit. We are also getting, I don't think anyone knows about this but me, but we are getting whitelist spots for something I can't completely keep up with, something involving crypto avatars and their alpha thing that's coming up. And I'm not exactly sure what this gets us, but all you got to do is sign the guest list to get the giveaway for Fabiano and Patrizia. And I'm going to send those addresses over to the crypto avatars and Polygonal Minds team, and we'll get the whitelist spots for the thing, whatever the thing is that they're giving out exclusively to us. So that will be dope. And shout out to them. They also sent us extremely comfy blankets that I piled up and probably saved my life on a couple cold nights at Rizzlefest. So stick around after we hear from Frankie about the bar. I will yell at everyone to get in world again. We'll pass the mic over to Paradox to get a nice group shot. There's already, like I said, a bunch of people in there, so should make for some nice shots. And then we'll wrap this thing up. Pass it over to Show for the afties. Just a reminder, if you have a question for any of the speakers, please tag Show in the chat, and he will relay them after they give an update. So for speakers, figure roughly 5 minutes or so. Samuel Jackson may chime in and tell you to shut the fuck up if you go a little bit over your time slot, but it's all love, so don't take it personally. Last thing, we are broke, so if you want to hear me stop talking about it, send us all your money and all your things that we can sell for money. We're Metaverse Public Broadcasting or some shit like that. If you donate to the WIP Meetup.eth, it will go to the crew. Matt rugged us a couple weeks ago, so we reset the timer, and now we're back to 2 weeks in a row that Matt hasn't rugged us. Oh no, we were on week 1 that Matt hasn't rugged us. So we reset the counter, but he's mostly trustworthy. But for real though, if you want to, reach out with potential sponsorships. Yeah, we do things, and we like to give out stuff. So shout out to the crew who makes this happen week in and week out. Sandy Meows, it's Carolina Duff, Foxy Yoga, Easy, Paradox Show, Dragonate, Commonwealth the Stowaway, Brookhawk the Chef, Fabiano, Patrizia, Johan, Matthias, Matt. We should come up with some names for these dodgeball players from Meme Explorers. Stick a pin in it or work on it in the chat for me while we're doing things here. All of our people do dope stuff and are involved in brilliant projects, so please follow them. And if you don't send us your money, send them your money because they'll appreciate it. With that, Matt, help me out, man. I know we got a couple speakers for YAT. I'm stoked to hear from them, but who do we pass the mic to first here?
Yeah, pass the mic first to Max. His mic situation should be sorted. I think we're in the background trying to get Mikey sorted on his audio.
Yeah, I think Michael's all good, right?
I think I'm good. Can you hear me?
Boom.
Yep.
Both y'all sound good.
Boom.
Take it away, y'all.
What's up? All right, so I can talk through some of this with y'all, but if I share my screen, are people online and willing to are we all watching, or is this more of an audio thing?
No, you can share your screen.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, so I'll zoom out. I'm looking forward to Sammy Jackson telling me to shut up, but I'll do my best here. So, does anybody ever play fantasy football or fantasy stock trading when they were growing up? You can, I don't know, give me a emoji or I guess you can do that.
We got some yeps in it. We have yeses in the chat.
Yeah, we got some yeses in the chat. Awesome. So basically, what we wanted to kind of go and do is try and solve that for NFTs. The challenge today with NFTs is that if you don't have a wallet or you never bought one, It's really challenging to get started. So if you go to like the front page of OpenSea, for example, and you've like maybe you even have some ETH to spend, it's really challenging to figure out which one to buy and start to get into the space without all the risk of being rugged or screwing something up with the wallet or logging into something or just buying the wrong project and watching it tank is like not a great experience for anybody coming into the space. So what we wanted to do is give people the opportunity to test out their skills and hone, like get familiar with the idea of like collecting and hone their skills in a way that's completely risk-free and in a way that's kind of fun. So the concept of a game we created, which I'll show you in a second, is that everybody gets 100 fake fantasy ETH to spend. And you get to deploy that against verified collections in OpenSea. And it's all based on-chain data, based on the floor prices of projects. And you essentially deploy that ETH. Then whoever has the highest gain at the end of the week wins. It's really simple. And we're running this week over week. We're in week 14. It's still an alpha right now. So we're going to be rolling out the newer version, like the production version, in probably in a number of weeks. But right now we're just kind of testing the mechanic of the game. And what's fun right now is that like we can make changes really on the fly as we do that. So any feedback that you guys have if you start to play would be super welcome. So I'll share my screen and show you. The only other thing I should mention is that once you do spend that ETH, you do have 3 swap windows a day to be able to like lock in profits or swap out of losing picks. So that's the other thing to mention. So I'll show you now. Let's see if the screen share works. Here we go. Can you guys see my screen? It looks like it. I'm going to assume yes. Cool.
Yep, we see it.
So this is the home. This is kind of the home screen. Right now, what we're pumping right now is the prizes. So we're giving away $3,000 in prizes every single week here. Sometimes it's a straight up USD. Sometimes it's USDC. Other times we give away like prominent NFTs in the space. So there's both team prizes and individual prizes. So I'll jump in. I'll show you. This is the last game here to give you an idea what the leaderboard looks like. Again, this is an alpha. This is not what the final game is going to look like, but I want to give you an idea of the mechanics. So we can check out some of the top players here from last week. Top prize was like someone made 111 ETH, fantasy ETH. And what you end up doing, I'll give you guys some alpha on the strategy here. What we see people do that win is they go hard on like a new project that's up and coming, or one that's just about to mint. So like the ones that have been like really popular in the recent, like was like Pepe and OpenPen and like all that kind of stuff, what did really, really well. And then what you do over the course of the week is you move that into more blue chips to like lock in the profits. You'll move it into an Ape or move it into Punks or something like that. So this is kind of get an idea of how this person performed. This also gives you like insight into how to do this for real for when you're ready to do it. So it's kind of the leaderboard here. It's a lot more fun once you've got something when you're listed. So what I'll do now, I'll just show you how to build a lineup. So I'm going to join this week's game, and you all can help me make some picks. That's some fun sound effect for some reason here. So I can search for a collection. Let's say Pen. If anybody wants to go off mute or shout out people collections that they love or they think are going to do well.
I'll read anything from the chat that comes in, Michael.
That'd be great. Let's do. So I can do one blue chip, and you just kind of pick. You can see the ETH going up and down as I make selections here. So maybe I got
someone wants to add Doodles, your favorite collection.
Dude, don't get me started on Doodles. Couple Doodles, but yeah, if Doodles runs up this week, that'd be great.
Cyber brokers.
Awesome. Just gonna add a few here. You can start to see how you build this collection. Like people spend like 20, 30, 40 minutes like building their lineups and like making these trades every day. People are really starting to take it seriously, which is a lot of fun.
Gazers by Matt Kane is another
Tasers?
suggestion. Gazers.
Tasers.
I actually have that in my lineup currently, Matthew.
Boom.
Boom.
I'm gonna fade Doodles a little bit and go figure out Gazers. Yeah, Sammy Jackson's here. All right. Not too big on the brokers. So you won't be able to submit once if you accidentally go over the 100 ETH limit. That's how that works. Does anyone have any questions you want to like shout out in the chat that Matt could read to me while we're here?
Normally we take the questions at the end. Feel free to keep going through this, and then
Okay, great, no problem. So here I'll like submit my lineup so you get an idea of what that looks like. Give myself a name. Oops. I cancel them. And that's it. Now I'm in the game for that starts. This next one They run Tuesday to Tuesday every single week at 5 p.m. Starting and ending at 5 p.m. Eastern. So
there is a team component as well, and I went ahead and made one for you all. Matthew, I don't know if you want to pin that somewhere, but that is a WIP team that anyone is free to join.
I'll quickly show you the team leaderboard, and then I'll stop talking. So the teams, like so far, we don't have a ton of people playing in the teams, which gives you a massive opportunity. Right now, we've got a couple of NFT communities have joined in. The Tasties have been our most prominent players so far. So you have the opportunity here, like come in and do this. So you can compete, not just because what we found is it's not as fun to compete against people that you don't know. So if you're like we have about 500 players every single week right now. So if you're one of 500, like that's interesting, but it's not as fun as if you're playing against your homies. So what we found here is what we developed was team leaderboard. So you can right now, if I'm just checking the Tasties, this is their team. So you can just focus on like this leaderboard to see how you're competing against the WIP community and do it that way. But you both, if you're in a team, you're in the giant leaderboard and you're in the team leaderboard, and you have the opportunity to both win the individual prizes as well as the team prize. It's not one or the other, it's both. Cool. I think did I miss anything, Max?
No, I think that covers it. And if you have to hop, Michael, I can stick around for questions at the end.
I can hang. Thanks very much, guys. I'll stop sharing and stop talking. Cool.
Amazing. So I'm sure there are some questions that landed in the chat. Our dude Show will relay those questions to you, and he always comes up with some pretty hard-hitting questions in general too. So he'll probably hit you with some personal ones. But quick sidebar, I've been using this for the latest game. Max gave me a little bit of a sneak peek beginning of the week, and it's really surprisingly sticky. There's a lot that I love about this game. The fact that it's free to join and enter is pretty cool, but also the fact that it uses like all this like blockchain native data and everything that we've been doing as a large community. All those actions are like fed into the game. It's really smart, really surprisingly sticky. And for folks that have wasted hours and hours and hours chart watching in the past, potentially with like deleterious effects associated with that, Fantasy YAT makes chart watching fun again. Every time you check into the game, because of like the always on nature of the blockchain, you're seeing something new and fresh. So it's really cool. So we'll shut up and pass the mic to Show to hit you with those questions.
Hey y'all, what's going on? How's my audio?
Good, I can hear you fine.
Cool. All right, so yeah, we have a question from Rizzle. He would like to know, is it possible for him to sell the fake ETH for real shit coins or anything else? And to expand on that, is this actually like faucet ETH? Is this like Gurley or Sepolia ETH that we're playing with?
It's entirely made up paper ETH that is entirely worthless outside of the game.
So would this be redeemable for actual real tokens or coins on any blockchain at all?
It is not. It's only redeemable for like to build your collection. So we're not giving away like 100 ETH per player. That would be a little preposterous.
The prize for winning the game is real, though, whether it be cash, an NFT, etc.
Okay, cool. We have another question from Ballistic Banana. Speaking of players, he would like to know, do you have English football as an option? It's like soccer.
We don't. This is entirely, it's not a sports fantasy game. It's entirely focused on NFTs that are on, and furthermore, it's NFTs on the Ethereum blockchain right now.
Cool. We also have a couple of quick questions here from Jake. Jake would like to know, is there an area to put his wallet?
You don't actually need a wallet to play. You don't need to. There's no, because the game actually doesn't really live on anything decentralized. It's a Web 2 game that's Web 3 adjacent. So you don't need to connect a wallet, and all of this just exists on our servers. Though it is connected to the OpenSea API, which keeps us honest around floor prices.
Okay, and here's a two-part question from Rizzle and Brookhawk. They would like to know, are we betting on actual volume of ETH or percentage of gain in regards to metrics? And how does YAT make money from this?
Yeah, so I'll answer the second question first. It's totally free to play. You can play every week. You can sign up as often as you'd like. And keep playing. We aren't making any money from this right now. Our goal down the line to make this profit center for us is to sell sponsorship. So you might over time you might see things like some of our partners come through and start talking about like new NFT wallets and things like that that people might be interested in from playing the game. So it's a sponsorship play for us. We're not looking to make money off our players. And the first question, it's based on the volume of ETH increase against the floor price of the collections you've picked.
We have a couple more sliding in. I apologize.
All good.
There's a question from Sandy Meows and also Rizzle. They would like to know, is it possible to stake the fake ETH, and is this tied at all to people's YAT?
It's not tied to people's YATs today. That's something we're going to kind of explore in the future around giving people additional features or additional opportunities to win based on some of their YAT holdings. But like I said, we're about 14 weeks in. We had kind of a pre-alpha version that we ran for about a month. So really, it's been like live for about 10 weeks. So we're really, really early here. So there's lots of opportunity for us to add that kind of stuff in later. I feel like so that answers the YAT question. I feel like there was a second question that I'm missing.
They're asking about staking, which
No.
you have to spend the ETH on NFTs.
Yeah, you have to spend the ETH on NFTs, and if you don't spend it, you lose it. So it's like here's a basket of 100 fantasy ETH. Deploy it against NFTs. Anything you don't deploy is worthless. So it's in your interest to go as big as possible.
Cool. If anyone else has any questions, either for Mikey or Max, tag them in the chat. They're there to answer it. Again, I'll share the link for folks to join the shared like WIP fam, meme fam team, so we can create our individual lineups and have the performance averaged out, so we're on that leaderboard. But check this out, sign up, free to play. One more thing, the concepts, it's really simple, and like I was saying, it is pretty sticky, and the daily swaps make it up even more interesting.
One more thing I'll add real quick is that you can create, like, we'd love for you guys to come in as a team, guys and girls, come and hang with us on a team. and play. But if you have some friends outside of this community that you just want to play with, that are into this kind of stuff, you can create new teams as well. It's simple. It's super easy. You just hit the team button, hit create. It'll give you a new link, and you can distribute that way. So you can be part of multiple teams at once.
Yep. And like Mikey was saying, the game is still so early in development. So if there's anything that you see that you wish was slightly different or something that's conspicuously absent, target Max, just like bombard his DMs with all the product suggestions.
Lay it on me.
I've been doing it personally, and will continue to do that. But Mikey, Max, thank you both for jumping on the virtual stage here, walking us through what you're working on at Fantasy YAT. Really excited for the updates that are going to be coming, hopefully often and frequently heading forward. So thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope you guys get a WIP team win.
Hell yeah. Boom. So I guess Frankie, I see you in the chat. If you want to unmute, first of all, like, it's been a minute. I hope you've been well, dude.
What's happening, man?
Love to hear what you've been working on. Not sure if Juxton's here with us, but feel free to take it away, man. Lay all the updates on us.
Juxton's a little busy. Yeah, we were. How's it going, man? My bad. I haven't talked to you in a while. Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Cool.
A little quiet, but I just turned my volume up, so no problem.
All right. Yeah, I'll try to get closer to the mic. But yeah, we had been working on an update for the bar as far as what's going on today. What's up, Brooke? And it just wasn't ready for today. And Justin got busy. He was doing something else. So, but the concept was to like remix all of our textures or as many of them as possible with AI and try to see what we can get out of it. And yeah, it came out really cool. And I wish I could have deployed it. Like I was trying to deploy it even without Juxton. It just wasn't happening. So it's probably going to be another like week or so, whatever. But yeah, that was what was going on with the bar.
Boom. Do we want to take a tour or anything like that? Rizzo, not sure what else we got planned here.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see. Maybe he could just show us like what he has in mind for it. I know there's like some cool stuff in existence. And dude, you sent me some texture patterns. I don't know if you want to like share the alpha a little bit on what you've been working on, or if those are final product. But that was fun to play around with that, man.
Let me see if I can pull it up in the in preview. Show you guys that way. I didn't even think about that. Can you guys see this?
I think you just ended the screen share. It was loading for a second though.
I think we lost him completely for a sec. It popped up for a second, man, but then we lost you.
The screen's no good?
It popped up for a second, but then it went down.
Huh.
Just try resharing the screen share.
Back.
There we go.
There we go. Ooh.
So yeah, so we were able to like reskin all the wood stuff and just have it give it that like I don't know, something the AI did. And then these were funny. So Rizzo and I were going through and taking whatever textures we had and trying to add frogs to them. And then the wall came out like that. I love how the wall came out. Top tried to make it like metal, but when you're baking things into each other, it's a little tough to get that look. And then put the rest of the wood on the bar, but I kept the rest of the bar the way it was. And then outside, one of my favorites here with the eye, the the eyes on the bricks. And again, that was just something that AI kind of went left field with. And yeah, that's cool.
Dude, looks great. I know there are like a couple things I was like playing around in here earlier. You got the screen up here. You can interact with the arcade game a little bit. Do you have any other like interesting things in the works? And is there anything currently in here we should like definitely be tinkering around with or playing with?
We definitely have things in the works. I'm not sure how much I can say about them because we're kind of like jamming on them right now. So yeah, we're we're working on some things that I would like to like release sooner than later, and then hopefully it would give like function to the things that are already at the bar. That was the whole point in the beginning. So we'll see how quickly we can get to that, but that's pretty much the move.
The crowd is ranting for alpha in the chat box here, man. But understood. If you got to keep some things under wraps, why don't you tell us about like what is in? Yeah, go ahead, dude.
Just conceptually, it's like, there should be a reason you're hitting, like getting a mug at the bar, getting a blunt, whatever that is. We're trying to put that part together now. But it's a side project for all of us that are involved with it. So
So, dude, you've got some cool stuff in here that I feel like, at least I haven't seen too much of before. It may have been here a while ago, and maybe I never noticed. But like, this little the dance wheel that's like on the dance floor here that you can just sort of click on instead of having to like mess with the emoji wheel is like pretty dope. You got the thing streaming up here. Could you mind just giving like us a rundown of like all the interactive things in here that are currently in place, and then like maybe we can sort of warp through the video game together and get high on the roof?
where everybody is. So this guy talk to kind of explains what's going on in the bar. Get next to my microphone. So it shows you where you can get the blunt and the drink, and then the fly part is about going upstairs, and you can go on the machine, and so you can go to the machine over here, and then click on it, and then that'll bring you upstairs. And Justin has this game where you can like fly. I think I'm broken right now, but usually you can fly up there on top of that ashtray. I'm not sure what's going on, but that's what happens with updates in Decentraland. You gotta be careful. This thing will open the roof or close the roof. TV, if you click the TV, you can clear the glass here. You can get a mug right here, and then you fill the mug here, and it fills up. There it is. And then you can put it down anywhere on the bar, anywhere. Yeah. And then you can pick up the blunt that's on the bar, kind of smoke that. So basically, the bar is just a chill spot. Like it's not, we've not really put the function to it yet, and that's what I was trying to, what I'd like to be the next part of what we're doing here.
Dude, looks great, man. It's cool to see like the next iteration of what's going on in here. Dude, anything else that you're cooking up, you're working on, you want to lay on our audience while you got the mic here? Anything cool outside of the bar that you're working on?
I'm always working with Vegas City. That's like my main gig right now. I'm always like I'm promoting events with them, but I do a lot of behind the scenes stuff between wearables and just working with James in general. So yeah, that's been my main concern right now. It's like it's a lot going on with them. They do a lot more like the kind of bigger business, like because they have such a huge amount of land. So I've been learning a lot of this back of the scenes, really, like kind of like what a company looks like, for real.
And what does it look like for real, man? Give us like the inside scoop. What's it like working for someone with like big partners and stuff like that?
Mad less fun than you want it to be. But
Yeah.
it's so much like, I don't know how to explain it. For me, it's just like I love learning it. I like, at first I think I had like a lot of room for growth, you know what I mean? But as I started to kind of catch on, I understand what we're trying to get toward, and we're trying to please the clients that we have. And so it's not necessarily what I think is cool, but more like what needs to get done and then how to do that so other people can also work on the stuff that you work on. Like, I can make a whatever here, and if it works for me in Juxton, cool. But then I have to make things that, like work for everyone that all knows how to use this stuff at the same time. Just a little different.
And dude, I'm sort of like relaying my own questions too, but I'll pass the mic over to Show in case anyone else had any in the chat box, man. But always just fascinated what you're working on and cooking up, man. Any like particular? We were in your place probably a while ago now, man. You had a big layout there that was set up for like a festival or like a conference or a number of things. Any like really notable projects since then, or anything that's been like particularly interesting or fun to work on that you?
With the like the festival area and everything we do over there, it just kind of all like it's I take it as it comes. Like whatever like James really wants me to work on, that's what I go with. And then I'm always just trying to like I have a little bit of leeway to try to like get him to do something new, but then like a lot of times I gotta kind of, it's almost like proving your thesis statement or something. Like I'll come like, hey, this is a great idea, and like, all right, then prove it. So I do a lot of that.
Boom. Do we want to get Paradox up here and segue to the group shot?
Yeah, that sounds great. I'm just gonna overstep Show a second here because we got one more question trickling in, and I want to make sure it doesn't get overlooked. Easy's got one more question. Who who is the wooden guy with the staff and big eye?
It's a good question. That's the NPC on the scene, and he just tells you how to navigate the scene, I guess. Click on him.
Yeah, I'm trying to click on him now. Oh shit! Did you do this, or how does that work?
That's Jux. Jux was put that together. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I have no clue where it came from. Honestly, I don't know what it refers to or anything.
Dude, I think this is one of the like first actually interactive NPCs. Maybe I'm like it slipped my mind or whatever, but that's pretty cool, man. Being able to drop things in like that actually offer some sort of like functionality beyond just like, sort of, I don't know, pacing back and forth or like, being an obvious robot or something. Very dope, dude. Yeah, dude. So appreciate the tour. Appreciate YAT hopping on. If anyone has any questions for any of our speakers today, make sure you tag them in the chat box. Matt gave us permission to target Max from YAT with like all the things. And Frankie's the man and is always around. So don't be afraid to hit people up with questions. With that, we'll do the thing. Good to be back with Paradox. Dragonate, if you want to cue the music up, I'm going to drop the link. It looks like Easy dropped it, but I'll drop it one more time. Now's the time to hop in world so we can take a nice group shot. I will also, while you're doing that, I'm going to drop the list to the guest list here. If anyone didn't sign it, make sure you get that to get the wearable. Oh, Paradox, what? Paradox isn't here? No way. We're gonna have to get a fake Paradox on the fly. It's a good thing Sandy's here, like the OG fake Paradox, who's currently whacked. She's the default fake Paradox, but then we have like the backup. Signing the guest book gets you today's giveaway wearable by Fabiano and Patrizia, and it also gets you on a whitelist spot for the Something Crypto Avatars Polygonal Minds really dope thing that I'm not completely sure exactly what it is, but you want it, and you can sign the one guest book and get both things. So hop into DCL. I don't know. Do we just play his song without him? Like, what do we even do? Yeah, let's ping him. Get in here, Paradox. Yeah, let's just play it anyway. It's a great song.
Just a humble cameraman looking for a tiny bit of attention. It's me, Paradox. Get your asses in line and smile for the fucking camera. No one cares about Matthew and Rizzle, that's for sure. It's about me, Paradox. I'm taking over the show.
Forgot to add the fake.
Whichever fake Paradox grabs the mic first will be today's fake Paradox. But not me. Otherwise, we just have to sit here in silence until someone takes the mic. We're never getting out of here.
Can you hear me, guys? This is
Yeah.
Fake Paradox speaking. Alrighty, let's go. I made into Frankie's. Where do we go? Let me see. Where is everyone?
Most people are by the stage, I believe.
I think I'm locked out. I can't even enter Frankie's pub.
Are you at the door? I'll try and let you in.
I need my ID or something, guys. I'm just looking out.
I can see you looking. Someone was blocking the door. Bartleby was like keeping the door shut and shutting you out. Wait, but I don't know how to open it again. Foxy, open the door. Everyone's trying to open the door. Oh,
Someone opened the door. Hold on.
thank you, Foxy Yoga.
Thank you,
All right.
Foxy. You look great.
Sandy has been ID'd. She's old enough to get in the bar. Thank you, Foxy.
All right, guys. Everyone get together. Let me see if I can remember how to do this. We could get some music playing. Dragonate.
Tits, I forgot about the music. One sec.
Bartlett B, get closer. You too far. Sir, in front of me. ETL, have emoji. No, keep it up, guys. Okay, I got the shot.
Well, that was exciting. Thank you, Sandy, for taking up the responsibility of Fake Paradox and making sure we can end this thing today. Otherwise, who knows? We may be stuck here for the next ripple.
Dude, it's been a long time since I've been in here.
No, it was very good. We appreciate you picking up the slack. Paradox, I don't even know if he gave anyone a heads up. So Fake Paradox on the fly, killed it. Yeah, quality fake. Yo, I think that's everything for today. Oh, he did. He might have even told me to. It's it's been a couple days getting back in the swing of things from Rizzlefest here. Yo, shout out to all of our speakers from YAT. Shout out to FrankyNeedles for hosting us today. There's a whole bunch of people up in his bar. Yeah, cool. Some really good shots. Shout out Sandy, Fake Paradox, and everyone in the house today. I think that's just about everything. A nice tight whip. I'm going to drop the guest book one more time, and we'll probably close the responses in, maybe 10, 15 minutes. So make sure you sign the guest book if you didn't do that already so you can get all the dope stuff. And I think that's about everything. Matt can correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm not, we can pass the mic right over to Show for the Afties.
Let's get it. Let's cue up that theme music for Show in the Afties. Thanks, y'all.
Wait, is this thing on?
It's time for the Afties.
Hot takes, opinions, thoughts. Let's go. Hey, Whip fam, how's my audio? My 2x2 or 5x5? What's up? What's the deal? All right, awesome. Yo, it's crazy because like last week I tweeted out, I was like, yeah, I got a lot of shit to say this Thursday at the WIP Meetup, and then Matthew DMs me and he's like, and he's screaming and he's yelling and he's like hurting my feelings so bad. He's like, dude, we're all gonna be in Tennessee. We're all gonna be in fucking Tennessee. No. He yell at me. Shout out to Matthew. That's my bro. That's my homie. But if anything, it just fucking rubbed it in that I wouldn't be there, and which was not intentional. Shit is happening. The market is fucking terrible. It's not conducive to traveling or being social. So I had to live vicariously through Rizzle's tweets. But shout out to all the fam who were able to connect and, get to spend time with each other. It's not often that, a collective of individuals can, connect. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to y'all. I was seeing all the fireworks situations going on. I kept seeing Easy and Brookhawk tearing shit up. I started screaming at my screen when I saw Sandy performing her nighttime light whip performance. I was like, yeah, I fucking get it. I told her that shit that made me so hype. I wish I was there. I would have been like screaming like a proud like parent / brother, fucking best friend. Like, yeah. But yeah, again, shout out to all the attendees at Rizzlefest, and shout out to Rizzle for doing Rizzlefest for himself, for his fucking self. No. So it's crazy because 2 weeks ago, I chose not to say much because the previous week, 3 weeks ago, I said a lot. So it was like you kind of had some time off to really reflect, and I hope you did, because it's always when no one's around that crazy shit starts popping off. So I'm gonna share my screen because shit popped off, and y'all need to hear it. So, but before I share my screen, let me just preface this by saying that the House Committee for Financial Services, I hate these bureaucratic names. They're so boring, and listening to these meetings is boring, and fucking bureaucrats are boring, and the decor in all these courthouses or legislative buildings is terrible. Can we update the government buildings to look a little bit more modern? Like wood and shit. Like, I love wood, but they don't make wood look sexy. You know what I'm saying? And like everybody, like, it's like the suits that they wear are so like washed out. I feel like I have to like readjust the contrast and gamma settings on my screen because it's so boring to look at. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like boring. It's boring as shit. I'm like, yo, we could make, like, people would be more interested in government. Like, you would make my job easier right now with what I'm going to share if you were interesting. They make this shit so fucking boring. And then they're like ugly people. Oh my god! Like, everyone is so ugly in government. Like, can you have some sexy people and like you shit. Like, oh my god! Like, maybe people would start. Maybe we have more candidates running for president if they looked attractive. Fuck. Instead of. Oh my god! Just all right. So this is the deal, y'all. Over the past couple of weeks, shit went down. Specifically, one Tuesday, they couldn't stretch it out. It's like they wait, they really wait until it's like, all right, I guess we got to do this thing, and they start double scheduling, double booking things that are important. So Tuesday and Wednesday, about 2 weeks ago, there were some big meetings. Excuse me. One, when that was an inquiry with the SEC from the House Committee of Financial Services. They oversee the SEC, so they're the SEC's boss. And then the second thing is stablecoins. There was a stablecoin meeting. All right. I hope I didn't bore you to death anyway. Shout out to all the people who were leaving. It's all good. It's all gravy. It is what it is. All right, but it was entertaining. I watched this so you didn't have to. It was entertaining. So I want to give some color commentary to some of the questions and responses that went down. I wanted to do this last week. It's been a week, and I'm pretty sure you saw all over Twitter. Everybody had all their shit that they had to say. But I just want you, and you're probably wondering, if you're wondering what the hell this has to do with anything, again, let me remind you that this is direct. This is a direct attack on you. It's not indirect. It's not a trickle down effect. All the projects you're building, if you're creating stuff to play with stuff, and you get to speculate on projects with fake money or fake currencies, if you want to build things in metaverse platforms using AI and design it, like, all these things are going to come into question because they're saying that you can't have it. Literally, they're saying that you can't have it. They're saying that by you using this, if you don't report it, that you are in trouble. And that sounds ridiculous, but it's not my words. It's not me saying things to sensationalize. I'm not trying to influence your political leanings. It's not about Democrat or Republican, because the chief issue here is bipartisanship and bureaucracy. And you're going to notice it here, how stupid this shit is. So let's go. Check this out. Here, the chairman of the House Financial Services Committee. I hate saying that shit. It's such a long-ass fucking name. But check this out. This is Gary Gensler, if you don't know. This guy, this bald-head piece of shit right here. This motherfucker right here is the head of the SEC who's been fucking... He's the root cause. Him and that dumbass fucking kindergarten teacher are at the root cause of the downturn of economic policy and the like, and the reason why your bags are terrible. Check this out.
Vending machine business, and the bar owners would call.
Oh, all right. Okay, wait. Sorry, this part was about his dad being a fucking vending machine owner, but he fails to mention that his godfather was like he's the Secretary of State. He was a big ass motherfucker. Anyway, I'm trying to get to a point here.
5 minutes. Ether is one of the most popular digital assets and powers the Ethereum blockchain. Back in 2018, then SEC Corporation Finance Director Bill Hinman stated that he believed Ether was not a security. Last month, CFTC Chair Benham expressed his view that Ether is a commodity. The State Attorney General of New York asserted in a court filing last month that Ether is a security. Clearly, an asset cannot be both a commodity and a security. Do you agree?
Actually, all securities are commodity under the Commodity and Exchange Act. It's that we are excluded commodities. But I would agree that a security cannot be also an excluded commodity and an.
Oh wait, sorry. Hidden Forces, you can't hear? Wait? How's the stream audio? Is it solid or what? The audio is low. Wait, did it cut out? You lost me or you lost the video audio? Shit. Okay. All right. I'm getting random. I'm getting random. Yeah. I stopped it now. I stopped it right now because I'm trying to figure this out. Thank you, Ballistic Banana. All right. Okay. But I guess it is a little. This is the highest I can go. Maybe my own audio. Okay. All right. So anyway, I don't know if you noticed, but the chairman just asked the chairman of the SEC, is ETH a security or a commodity? And this dumbass motherfucker started stuttering. All right. And then this is his dumbass response. Let me just.
Never a public figure. I can't believe I'm saying in the same words Sam Rayburn and Sam Gensler.
Last month, CFTC Chair Benham expressed his view that Ether is a commodity. The State Attorney General of New York asserted in a court filing last month that Ether is a security. Clearly, an asset cannot be both a commodity and a security. Do you agree?
Actually, all securities are commodity under the Commodity and Exchange Act. It's that we are excluded commodities. But I would agree that a security cannot be also an excluded commodity and an included commodity. I'm sorry, Chair, just to talk about the Commodity Exchange Act more precisely.
Okay, so do you recognize, how would you categorize Ether then?
Look, I think that the general sweep of what Congress did, not just in the 30s, but as amended.
I'm asking you, sitting in your chair now, to make an assessment under the laws as exist. Is Ether a commodity or a security?
Without speaking to anyone.
I know you've repeatedly said you're not going to speak to one, except you've spoken to one, Bitcoin. So I'm asking you to speak to a second one, the second largest market cap here.
And speaking to the tokens, there's 10 to 12,000. If there's a group of entrepreneurs in the
I'm asking
middle,
about one.
The public is anticipating a profit based on the.
I'm asking you a specific question, Chair Gensler. I said this in private. This should be no shock to you. I'm asking this question. Is Ether a commodity or a security?
And again, it depends on the facts and the law, and if there's a group of individuals.
I'm asking you about the facts and the law sitting in your seat and the judgment you are making.
And so, Mr. Chair, I think you would not want me to prejudge because I'm also.
But you have prejudged on this. You've taken 50 enforcement actions. We're finding out as we go, as you file suit, as people get Wells notices on what is a security in your view, in your agency's view. I'm asking you a very simple question about the second largest digital asset. What is your view?
And my view is if there's a group of individuals in the middle that the public is anticipating.
All right, so let me just ask a second question then. Do you think it serves the market for an object to be viewed by the commodities regulator as a commodity and the securities regulator to be viewed as a security? Do you think that provides safety and soundness for the product? Do you think it provides consumer protection? Do you think it serves the value of innovation? I think no should be a very simple answer for you here.
I think
that uncertainty is bad, is it not?
And I think that Congress has said that there's one agency, the Securities and Exchange Commission, under this committee.
And you won't answer my question, and you're the head of that agency. So give me a break. Come on.
I'm answering it in the generic because you would not want me to speak about any one set of facts and circumstance.
Okay, so, but you've already spoken. Have you said anything about Bitcoin?
My predecessors and the agency itself has spoken to them.
Okay, but you're not willing to do the same about Ether. Okay, so let me just step back. There's a lack of clarity here in the marketplace. Can you at least agree to that?
I think that the clarity is there. The law is clear.
All
that
right.
There's a group
so
of individuals.
What? What? Are you fucking serious? Are you out of your fucking... Are you fucking serious? Are you serious? I can't. Oh my God. Let me just say this. Senator McCarthy has questionable views about other things unrelated to crypto, right? Very it's like I'm a single issue voter now because the Democrats and Republicans, I don't like any of them. I don't like the concept or idea. I get why it works here in this country, but there's a lot of bullshit. But when it comes to this motherfucker is making a lot of sense. And it's not because he wants to like make the rich richer or make the banks richer. And he's representing constituents that I mean, I feel like this is in good faith. The fact that he's like challenging this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So it pisses me off when this regulator, meaning Gary Gensler, is on some bullshit like this when a politician is being genuine. When a politician is being genuine, yeah, I like the bow tie too. But when a politician is being genuine as fuck and making sense, and it's not like some underhanded whatever, it's like when they're like, hey, listen, all right, okay, we're not gonna do the political bullshit no more. Like, look, man, we just need to do this shit because everything's fucked up now. We kind of need to fix this. We kind of need to do our jobs now. We've been playing around, right? Thank you, Easy. I agree. So when you see this underhanded bullshit going on with Gary Gensler, it's like, come on, man. Like, why are you that kid in the class fucking it up? I'm gonna move on. All right? I'm gonna move on. So Maxine Waters, I love Maxine Waters. I'm going to keep this very brief, but Maxine Waters is like I said my grandmother in a tweet account. She's not, but I mean like the energy, the feeling. But like my great grandmother who doesn't understand how to turn on the TV without asking me. She doesn't know how to turn on the microwave. She's like, I don't know what's going on. And I'm like, let me just explain why it's important that we have a remote control for a television. I remember back in the day when you would turn a knob for the TV with the bunny ears. Why aren't there any bunny ears on this TV? Why is this television screen flat? That's what it feels like with Maxine Waters. But look, this is one thing where this lets me know that this is a bipartisan bullshit where Democrats are they need to fight for influence. So they're gonna do anything and say anything in order to block Republicans, thinking that this is a Republican issue instead of it being a human fucking crisis. So listen to this.
To reiterate whether or not you really have the authority to do what is necessary in dealing with the crypto markets. You said it twice, say it a third time, please.
Well, I think we do. We could use more resources, but I do think we have the authority.
Wait, hold on. So wait, that was her mic drop moment, she thought, but I just want you to hear this shit so it can like.
For this committee, how you're doing that. I understand that you have engaged with a number of crypto firms. Is that correct?
We have. We talked to the crypto firms, some tokens to how they can register, but also these platforms. I've been around finance for over 40 years in one way or the other. I've never seen a field that's so non-compliant with.
Sorry. Oh my God. Like, this ain't going to be one of those. We're not going to spend 45 minutes on this. And I'm not going to keep stopping and starting. But this man just said that he spent 40 years in finance, you know, and he says that the space is compliant. Yet everything is fucked financially in this country. Everybody else understands crypto. 40 years and you don't understand that hey, the SEC, there are three prongs of the SEC. You're supposed to encourage companies in order to continue to generate income for this country as a whole. Companies, you need to help them be healthy, guide them along so they can innovate and create things in order for there to be a healthy economy. By you stifling innovation, you're stifling economy, and you're contributing to how fucked up shit is right now, you dumb fuck. 40 years and you don't understand this shit? There's also another thing. FYI, 40 years. He also taught at MIT. Some shit just leaked on Twitter where he's been giving MIT classes on crypto, but newsflash, he never used crypto. He said it. He admitted it. He's like, listen, I never used it. And you're gonna hear that later on. I just want you to wait. Let's just skip this shit. We can skip past. But then she says that you have the authority. You have full authority to regulate crypto. He doesn't have authority. He does not have sweeping authority. That's why the CFTC is like, hey man, listen, the shit that you're doing is fucked up. But they're still trying to sue. They're still trying to sue Binance. And I just want to highlight this politician. Again, so this is like a grandfather, a great grandfather of mine that had to say, "Hey, look, listen, you can't be wrong and strong. I want to support you, but if you start getting amnesia or start fucking around and reminiscing on some bullshit, I gotta stop you. This is important, Grandpa. This is important."
And 29 times under.
No, wait, hold on. Wait, let me skip ahead. Where are my fucking timestamps? Because this motherfucker said the most dumbest shit. And I'm like, I want to support you, but you sound like a fucking dumbass. Hold on. Okay, wait. Here we go. Back in my day, just listen to. Wait, did I lose everybody? Is my audio okay? Is everyone leaving? Oh yeah. Okay, it's all good. Fuck it, man. Okay.
Maybe obsessed with what could happen if we don't, and you know, it's troublesome to me. I don't think you're probably old enough to remember a movie that came out in 1974 called Blazing Saddles. It's one of my favorite movies. Should have won the Academy Award. But you may remember the scene. Gene Wilder's just brilliant, but Cleavon Little played the role of a guy named Bart. And at one point in the movie, he is surrounded by people who are ready to lynch him. He takes out his gun and puts it to his own head. And he said, "Get back or I'll shoot." You're probably hesitant to want to say this. Isn't that what Congress is doing right now with the debt ceiling?
Oh my God! Just what does this analogy have to do with raising the debt ceiling? Like you're not shooting yourself. I get where he's trying to go, but it has nothing raising the debt ceiling or dealing with crypto or with the gas emissions. It was so fucking unnecessary. It's such an old and dumbass fucking reference. There was some other politicians. I know I'm losing people, but you know, for those who still sticking around, trust me, you care. Trust me, it affects you. I'm gonna skip to one of the motherfuckers who's going crazy. Here we go.
Rule. You sent us a copy of the rule itself.
Oh, okay, wait. So let me preface this, but Kuzinga, this guy right here. So he was like, "Hey, listen, Gary, there's a lot going on. You need to contact me and let me know so I can let my people know what's going on. None of this makes sense." So Gary Gensler decides to send him some things. Let's listen to what he sends him.
Twice. You sent a copy of your testimony the last time you appeared before this committee. You sent us a copy of your public calendar. You sent us copies of public speeches, testimony, and press releases from you and your fellow commissioners. You sent us a copy of a public FSOC report from 2021. And the most interesting and frankly dumbest example of this that we received to date is a copy of a letter that myself and Chairman McHenry sent you congratulating you as being confirmed as chair in 2021. I have that one in my file already. So frankly, it's insufficient and frankly unacceptable what has been going on. I think it's an embarrassment to you and to your team that you sent me a copy of the letter I sent you and then tried to call that responsive. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And further, your response letter to the chairman and myself, the SEC staff admitted that the proposed rule, quote, could increase costs, quote, close quote, related to energy prices under certain circumstances, but you provided no analysis, the actual information that we were looking for, not my letter to you congratulating you as becoming chair. We wanted the analysis on how the commission determined that.
Imagine you get hired somewhere, and about a couple of like a month or two in, the boss is like, hey man, so I have a question about these figures and what's going on in Q2 of our earnings and stuff like that. And you send some surface template email response that's vague as fuck. Then you send your employment letter back to them. yeah. And they're like, wait, what? This is not what I asked. What the fuck? What kind of game is he playing? What game is he playing? I'll tell you something. There's a politician. There are two politicians, and we're gonna get right to the meat of this shit. There's one politician who's playing no fucking games. No games. Well, two. And I'm going to get to them. Tom Emmer. If you were here 4 weeks ago, I played a little clip from Tom Emmer when he was on Bankless. Now this is him, and this is where the shit hits the fan. This is what you all came for. This is what you all stayed for. Check this out.
Mr. Emmer is now recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you. Chair Gensler, I have a lot of questions and a limited amount of time, so if you could keep your answers to either a yes or a no, that will allow us to get through as many as possible, sir. From your perspective, is it more difficult now for the digital asset industry to access financial products and services in the United States than it was, say, 2 years ago?
Sir, I'm not running one of those businesses. If they came into compliance, I think
Reclaiming my time. The answer, sir, is yes. Do you think you and the SEC have had a role to play in that?
I think we have a role to protect the American investor and the capital markets. And
Reclaiming my time, sir. You have played an obvious role in that. During your tenure at the SEC, how many rules has the SEC finalized that actually accommodate the existing regulatory framework and are specifically to the digital asset industry so the crypto market can come into compliance?
It's our rule books that are on the books for years, so we have not finalized any new rule specifically with regard to crypto. We've proposed some things in best execution. We've also...
Sir, reclaiming my time, the answer is 0. And how many enforcement actions has the SEC levied against digital asset companies during your tenure, sir?
I think it's probably 40 or 50.
The answer, sir, is about 55. My understanding is that the biggest crypto failure in history is probably FTX at $9 billion. Were you the chairman of the SEC when FTX collapsed?
Yes.
And how many times did you meet with FTX prior to their collapse?
I think my public record shows 2.
You met it with FTX at least twice. And arguably, the second biggest crypto failure in history was Terra Luna. Who was the chairman of the SEC when Terra Luna collapsed, sir?
We had brought...
You were, sir. Reclaiming my time, you were. There are 5 members on the commission. Do you believe your speeches and interviews are to serve as the official position of the SEC?
I can only speak for myself when I'm speaking.
Again, sir, in a statement on the SEC website, you are quoted saying, the Kraken staking as a service enforcement action should make clear to the marketplace that staking as a service providers must register. But again, you haven't provided any rules for how that can be done. I must remind you, your public statements are not regulations. It's not responsible to expect the American people to assume your statements are a substitute for rules. Do you agree with this statement regarding the digital asset industry? The SEC needs additional congressional authorities to prevent transactions, products, and platforms from falling between the regulatory cracks.
I think that it's a largely non-compliant field. And
sir, again, I asked you to comply with my questions, and I'm asking you if you agree with that quote. And I'm going to tell you, I'm quoting you from an August 3rd, 2021 article where you, and I believe you told Congressman Hill earlier that you need congressional authority to regulate stablecoins, and stablecoins happen to be a significant percentage of the crypto market. So the question is, when were you telling the truth? To Mr. Hill or to me? You've got to start answering these questions in a more transparent manner, sir. Does it concern you, by the way, that your approach to the digital asset industry is actually driving this industry out of the United States?
We're trying to drive it to compliance, and if they're not complying with the laws, then they shouldn't be offering their products.
Reclaiming my time. Madam Chair, I would like to enter into the record this Wall Street Journal article from April 14th, 2023, detailing China's ploy to open its banking system to crypto firms in an effort to seize an opportunity created by our hostile regulatory environment, which, Mr. Chair, you're a big part of.
Without
Look,
objection.
Chair Gensler, FTX was domiciled abroad and so is Binance, yet American consumers still had access to both. You can't really think that pushing this industry abroad is going to protect American consumers when it hasn't several times in the past on your watch. You say the crypto market is rife with non-compliance. However, existing SEC rules make no sense for blockchain-based companies, and following them would actually kill these businesses. Your regulatory style lacks flexibility and nuance, and as a result, you've been an incompetent cop on the beat, doing nothing to protect everyday Americans and pushing American firms into the hands of the CCP. Your intention to work against SEC mission and put American investors in harm's way has been made very apparent, sir. It's been a year and a half since you've appeared before this committee. You need to answer to Congress about the issues that you've had with the SEC staff union, the work environment you've cultivated at the SEC that's led to hemorrhaging of senior staff, the intellectual inconsistency of your regulatory treatment towards Bitcoin spot ETFs, and your politicization of capital formation opportunities through your treatment of certain SPACs. And that's just to name a few. Thank you. I yield.
Gentleman from New Jersey, Mr. Gottheimer is now.
That right there made me stood up in my computer chair, and I was like, hell yeah, finally someone got in his ass and fried him. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. And those are all facts. It's not no political shenanigans, no like mind game, semantic wordplay trying to appear like holier than thou. He got straight to the fucking facts. And there's more. There's one more. We don't have a lot of time. There's one more I want to get to, and I'll close. And by the way, not only did Coinbase file in the Bahamas, a few days ago they decided to sue the SEC for lack of clarity. Countersuit, motherfucker, big time, big fucking time. Let me get to this guy. Hold on. Let me see. Where the fuck is he at? Where the fuck is he? Oh, here he is. Warren Davidson. This is the hammer. This is the hammer of all hammers right here. You thought Tom Emmer did his thing? Let me get to my man right here.
With Democratic staff, and I asked because it happened before, and I want to be clear whether
this is what you're here for.
Your own accord, or whether there's some sort of coordinated approach to the damage that you're inflicting on America's capital markets.
I'm here as sitting in my role as chair of the agency, but I speak and I get remarkable support by SEC staff.
All right. Well, I have a few quick questions where a yes or no answer will suffice. Chairman Gensler, part of the SEC's mission is to protect investors. Does the SEC review pre-IPO documents?
I think you said pre-IPO documents. You're supposed to, if you're going to take a company public, the staff of the SEC does review those to see that they're in compliance.
Correct. Is Coinbase a publicly traded company?
I'm sorry?
Is Coinbase publicly traded?
Yes.
All right. So the SEC allowed pension funds and retail investors to invest in a company, Coinbase, that you apparently, from prior remarks, believe was engaging in illegal activity. All of their activities were laid out in their public filings in the S1 prior to the IPO. You did say that you believe Coinbase is selling unregistered securities, correct?
Again, I'm not going to speak to anyone.
No, but you said that they're selling unregistered securities. This is your public comments.
I think With all respect, I look forward to you finding that because I'm trying to be very careful. I'm not speaking
We'll help
about
refresh
any
your
one
memory.
company.
In the Kim Kardashian settlement, the SEC stated that Ethereum Max is a security. She reached a settlement for promoting an unregistered security. The unregistered security is Ethereum Max. Have you charged the issuers of Ethereum Max for offering an unregistered security?
We reached a settlement with a celebrity, Ms. Kardashian.
Yeah, but not. She just promoted it. She doesn't operate Ethereum Max. Have you said that Ethereum Max is an unregistered security to the people that offer it?
We did in that settlement, yes, sir.
Okay, it's still trading. What about Ethereum? Is Ethereum now a security?
We had this
I heard your exchange. They've been in place since 2015. You say in your statements that there's clarity in the market and the rules are clear. Just come on in. You can't even answer the question. Do you say XRP is a security?
Well, we're in court and active discussions and litigation on that matter.
You're in litigation because you do say it's a security. As you know, let's move on a little bit. As you know, qualified custodian banks would effectively be unable to provide crypto asset-related custody as a result of punitive capital impact under accounting provisions in Staff Accounting Bulletin 121. Do you agree that the bulletin should be amended?
I think that the staff addressed an accounting issue and appropriately saw that crypto assets held in custody today are not segregated or not bankruptcy remote in bankruptcy and should be appropriately put on public company financials.
I wish I had time to go into the ESG rule and everything else, but Chairman Gensler, your record of failures to protect investors and abuses of power make it clear that we need to restructure the Securities and Exchange Commission. The failures are many, but let me cite some of the abuses. You average more than 2 rules proposals a month. You provide inappropriately short comment periods. You have unworkable and unlawful ESG disclosure mandates on the market. You have essentially a Hotel California rule for crypto where you can check in anytime you like, but you can never leave. You have endless discovery with no resolution and no clarity for the captives in the market. You have unworkable proposals for overhauling equity market structure, a de facto ban on crypto through proposed custody rule. You have high staff turnover, unhappy people leaving your office, and unhappy companies and capital leaving our country. To correct a long series of abuses, I'm introducing legislation that removes the chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission and replaces the role with an executive director that reports to the board where all authority would reside. Former chairs of the SEC will be ineligible under my proposed bill. And this isn't just my take. It resonates across the political spectrum. The American people want democratic access to capital, retail investor participation. You can't just exclude retail investors from markets and claim it's for their own good. Our markets need to function and flourish, and I yield back.
The gentlewoman from Texas, Ms. Garcia, is now ready.
So, TLDR, too long didn't read. He basically said that, hey, we're gonna put in some paperwork because we want you fired. That was that last part. That was the nail in the coffin. And another nail in the coffin, you know, that little shot about XRP, that will be the nail in the coffin, which that should be happening any day now. I don't know why it's taking so long, but I'll let you know that, yeah, this edition of the Afties won't go any longer, and I yield my time. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming through to this edition. Shout out to the entire leadership team here at meme.com. Shout out to the WIP crew. You know I love each and every single one of you. Last but not least, WIP fam, thank you for sticking around. I know. I understand exactly how you feel. I get it. But hey, hopefully I'm giving you some jewels and gems and some information that benefits you, whether it's given to you short and sweet or in a long diatribe. But much love, and I'll see you later.
Peace, love, and whipsy.